It has been said a million times in a million different ways. Don't be so focused on the destination that you forget to enjoy the journey. This is something we are constantly trying to remind ourselves of as we get closer and closer to leaving home and setting out on our Great Loop adventure. With our departure date quickly approaching and so many things to do piling up, we are taking a break for a few days to appreciate the hard work we have put into Andromeda and to enjoy some time with family and friends. Good morning. It's a late August, early morning. We are going to take the boat up to Frankfurt for the weekend, spend some time with family and some friends. We got a buddy boat going with us, Vamanos, Art and Shelley. So it'll be an exciting weekend. I'm just out for a morning walk, enjoying the calm harbor, checking out the fishermen, waiting for the crew to get down to the boat and take off here sometime later this morning and head to Frankfurt. It's gonna be a good time.
We're out of here.
Well, we're closing in on noon and finally getting ready to depart. We had quite a list to get done this morning on the boat, waiting for some friends to come, waiting for some other friends to take off. Still a beautiful day out there, low winds and nice and warm, so we are about ready to fire up the engines and head north. It's going to be a great weekend. Well, we just spent about an hour on the phone with Ray Marie trying to recalibrate our autopilot, and it sounds like another boat project. I'm going to have to move the compass. It's too close to some of the new electronics we put in this spring. When we put AIS under the helm, we got the AIS transducer receiver, the black box under the dash, is too close to the EV1 autopilot compass. So there's some electrical interference. It's reading about a 44-degree offset, and basically when we put the boat into autopilot, it just spins in a circle. So no autopilot for this trip, that's okay. And when we get to the dock, we will be moving the EV1 compass for the autopilot to try and recalibrate it then. So always something. While we're making headway to Frankfurt, came around Big Point Savo and ran into quite the fog bank without our instruments acting accurately. It was a little nerve-wracking. Did line of sight. We used the radar and we used avionics on the phone to keep us online. So moving right along. Avionics on the phone, the chart plotter, which is a little inaccurate at the moment, good old-fashioned compass, pure skill at the helm, nervous second mate, but the fog has opened up. At least it's a beautiful calm day on the lake. Can't complain about that. Beautiful Saturday morning up here in Frankfurt Harbor. You can see Alberta behind me. Yesterday we biked over across the harbor, had a few cocktails over there. Just a beautiful setting. Beautiful Sunday morning, and we are heading over to Lower Herring Lake. We got a pontoon boat and gonna let the dogs play around in the water, and there's an inlet out to Lake Michigan, so maybe we can get them down to the beach on Lake Michigan. There's no wind and the sun is out. It's just a beautiful day. We have to wrap up our fun trip to Frankfurt and head back to Ludington, and we are gonna buddy boat with Vominos, so we're kind of going through the morning checks, getting cleaned up and getting ready to leave the dock. It's a beautiful sunny day, low winds, so it should be a nice ride down the lakeshore. Well, it's the Tuesday after Labor Day, and that puts us at about 5-6 weeks from leaving. Of course, whatever our weather window is, but what a difference a few days makes. The marina parking lot, you can see behind me, is empty. A lot of people, start to put their boats away now. We are down here sort of doing our last prep work. We're finishing up our ditch bags, going through a few of our last lists of things to get done, and it's starting to get really real, especially with sort of the empty marina. What's kind of nice is that the transient docks are all full of loopers, so we're getting a chance to talk to a lot of folks who are on the loop as they're making their way south. It's kind of neat to be able to talk to everyone and hear their stories. So we're excited to join them soon, but we are at about a month, just a little over a month out, and you can feel it. The wind has been blowing for 3 or 4 days now, really strong, and the big lake is doing what she does this time of year, and it's making us really think of picking a weather window, and are we going to be able to find a few nice days to slide down the coast once it gets to October. So you can feel it. Fall's coming, summer's wrapping up. It's sort of a bittersweet time, and we've got stuff to do. Neighbors for the last week or so on Independence. They're on their second loop. They are kind of stuck here. We're waiting out the wind. It's just that time of year on Lake Michigan. So if you remember in our previous episodes, we put these 2 side brackets on, and it does a perfect job of not letting the window go down, which would pull it out of this track up here. The center bracket is super tension so that there's no in and out movement there. But if you can see this, we still get some movement with the window like that. It needs to be pushed outward. So I'm hoping that I can come up with a stainless steel bracket that would mount about here and then attach here in sort of maybe a half circle motion, but that would allow me to tension that and attach it to the ceiling. So I'm going to take some cardboard and make a template of what we think would work, and then hopefully our friend Randy can fab us up a bracket out of stainless steel and finally get the proper amount of tension on that front window. My template that I made. It's a little bit rough, but these end brackets that will be where the screws go, I made the exact same size as these brackets that are already there holding this on. And then this curved piece I'm hoping can be something a little thicker, like maybe a 1/4 inch piece of stainless, about 5/8 or 3/4 inch wide, so that this bracket could be mounted to the ceiling and then mounted to the front windshield and some of the screws that already exist. But it would allow it to, we could tension the window, mount this bracket into place, and that bracket would allow this direction of slop in the window. It would hold it out tight. Again, we think what we did before is holding the downward pressure, so we're good, but we're hoping to get a couple brackets made so we can tension this window out, put a couple brackets, one on either side, to hold it tight, and we'll give this to our friend Randy with his machine shop and see if he can improve on my template. Well, today is a big day. We are about 30 days from departure on our Great Loop journey, and it's a big day here on the bow of Andromeda. We are taking off our Peace, Love, and Rum Burgee that's been flying on the bow since we bought it, and we are replacing it with our official Great Loop Burgee.
docks being closed
Yeah.
until October 1st. So, you know.
Right.
Well, this is our home. We live here.
Yeah,
So we'll
yeah.
just, whatever. We'll wait. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And you've got the advantage that you can wait until maybe all the backlog because.
Within just a few minutes of flying our Great Loop Burgee, and with the cameras still rolling, we were greeted by fellow loopers who were staying that night in Ludington. They offered a warm welcome and kind words of encouragement. Without even leaving the dock, we felt we had already traveled someplace new.
Oh, well, good, you know.
We'll see you along the way.
Congrats,
Sure.
absolutely.
Welcome to the loop.
Yeah, thank you. And is this your boat?
Yeah,
I love the name
we're
regular eggs.
Yeah, we like it.
We're regular eggs.
Yeah.
We're from New Jersey. We're regular eggs.
I love it. I love it. It's perfect.
See ya.
See ya, thanks.
It's a perfect boat.